Andrew Tate is taking the internet by storm yet again. He has formed his own political party called the Bruv Party to run for Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. It's absolutely madness. He's literally trying to do what Trump did in America and bring it to the UK because he feels that Britain is broken and he wants to take it into his own hands. Such an internet sensation, such a public figure as Andrew Tate is. And he feels Britain is broken. I can't disagree with him more. Keir Starmer is probably one of the worst leaders that we've ever had of this country. How can he be means testing pensioners for the winter fuel allowances? How can he be raising national insurance, squeezing every penny out of the workers of this supposed great nation? Well, today we're going to be reacting to this Bruv Party and a lot of the videos on Twitter that he's launched already and what he's saying to public figures like Piers Morgan, the trailer that he has. And I really want to see and dissect if this can have any legs for the future. So let's get started, guys. And yeah, this is madness. I really want to see this trailer first because this trailer here is crazy, yeah? And I really want to dissect this, every bit of it, to see if it can pull any strings in the current situation that we're in. Because if he's going for Prime Minister, then we'll have to see, innit? So let's look at the trailer and see what it says.
Britain is broken. The nation that once led the world is now crumbling.
Okay, the nation that once led the world is now crumbling. You mean steal everything from every single country? That's essentially what he's saying.
Grooming gangs prey on our children without fear. Knife crime has turned our streets into battlegrounds.
Well, do you know what? The crime rate in the UK has gone up. I mean, you can't even walk down the street without worrying your watch or phone or anything's going to, go missing. Young children are now fearful. Parents, you know what? When I used to go to school, I used to walk to school by myself when I was like 6, 7 years old. Yeah, you can't do that this time. In this area, you cannot do that. You are afraid of everything. Kidnapping, everything. Knife crime. It's just completely crazy what United Kingdom has turned into. And especially London, where I live, it's just an absolute nut house, honestly. Nut house of a city.
Mass immigration floods our borders.
Okay, the immigration thing, I can agree to some extent, but I can't agree to some extent. I'm a son of immigrants, yeah? My mum is Spanish. She came here late 80s. My dad is Cypriot, yeah? Came before that. I'm a son of immigrants. That's it. Simple, yeah? They worked all their life, yeah? And that is essentially what immigrants came here to do in this country. They work, they create a family, they create opportunities for themselves and future generations. That's it. You can't deny that. That is simple. Immigrants have built this country. Every single restaurant, every single hotel, every single school, every single place, business that you see in this country most likely have come from an immigrant background, either the business owner or people that work there or the staff. Because I'm going to tell you this right now, straight to your face, yeah? The so-called people that say, oh, they've stolen our jobs, they are benefit scroungers. Those are the people that's benefit scroungers. You see them parade in the streets, literally, just scrounging off anything they can have. They're not willing to work. They are lazy people, yeah? And people who are willing to work, they want to have those jobs. The majority of people in the hospitality industry are from a country outside the UK. That is fact. That is simple facts. Simple. Or their background, either they were born in the country and their parents are from outside the UK. Simple facts. Yeah? And I'm telling you right now, this immigration thing has to stop in terms of how people are treating it itself, because it's falsified. It's falsified. A lot of the news, everything, the Reform Party, Brexit was an absolute shambles. You see the way the UK is now without Brexit. You see it. Myself, I had to have an EU settlement scheme in the UK because I was born here and I've lived here all my life. But an EU settlement scheme because of Brexit, you having a laugh. My mother had to do the same. My dad had to do the same. You having a laugh. Are you crazy? So this whole mass immigration thing is falsified, yes, but it can get too much sometimes when you're looking for a home and there's like 50 million people other than that looking for a home as well. So in some extent, yes, but in terms of working, they're stealing on our jobs. No, the people that say they're stealing our jobs are on benefits. Simple as. Don't get it twisted, people.
Tearing apart the culture that built this great nation. And what
They're not tearing apart of the culture. They're not tearing apart the culture. They are improving the culture. Immigrants improve the culture. Why is the UK's favourite food dish originating from India? Why? It doesn't make sense. Chicken tikka masala is the national food dish. How has it become? Why is it not pie and chips? Why is it not fish and chips? Why isn't it pie and mash and all that crap? It's mad. Immigrants have enhanced the culture of this country. It's not taking it backwards. That's it. I don't care what anybody says, man. You can tell me in the comments if you want to.
What our leaders do? Nothing. Labour, Conservatives, two sides of the same failed coin.
Yeah, that's true. Labour and Conservatives are two sides of the failed coin. But do you know what? Honestly, and I'm telling you right now, at this present time, I would rather have a Conservative government than a Labour government. And because it's just a little bit better. That's it. That's it. I would rather have a Conservative government. End of story.
Our people are struggling. Our families are unsafe. But it doesn't have to be this way. It's time to rise up for your streets, for your families. It's time for a leader with strength, vision, and the courage.
Andrew Tate walking to his car and Tristan Tate right behind him. That's crazy.
A nation built on strength. The old system has failed. This is the fight to reclaim Britain.
Yeah, in some way that Britain needs to be reclaimed essentially means that someone needs to take control of it and actually give people good lives in this country.
Britain deserves better, and better starts now.
So it ends, obviously, Vote Bruv, details on votebruv.co.uk. Now, I think what's happening is they want people to actually go onto this website. Let me just show you it. Yeah, go onto this website. And essentially, Britain restoring underlying values. This is a war to reclaim Britain. No excuses, no compromises, no second chances. We will defend our borders. This is essentially what they said on Twitter, I think. Yeah, exactly the same thing. So download the charter. So if you download the charter, it gives you kind of, I think it's like a manifesto or whatever it is. Look around you, what we've become. So it's a whole thing. This is literally being made on paint. It looks like it, innit? They went into Canva and literally just like made this whole presentation deck. Yeah, all this stuff, protecting our children, culture. So how much is this? How many pages is this? 20. Call to action. So they've literally gone to town with it, to be honest. Core values. Let's see what the core values are. I believe that men. Okay, basically, it's just Andrew Tate's website, essentially. Okay, cool. So that's it, basically. And let's see what Piers Morgan and Andrew Tate had to say about it. Because we have people who cannot afford to pay their bills. That's true. Watching migrants arrive who are now being held up in hotels at taxpayers' expense for an indefinite period of time. Now, yes, and you know what? I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to go back to it, the people that are, scrounging off benefits, the ones that say, taking on jobs, all that sort of thing, those are the guys who are rinsing the taxpayers' money. Not immigrants staying in hotels. That is completely falsified. I don't care, mate. This whole portrayal around immigrants, it has to stop. Yeah, because Europeans, I'm telling you right now, people in Europe have better lifestyles than people here in the UK for a certain reason. Because immigration is a good thing if it is to a standard that needs to uphold the country, where people come for jobs. And look, you go to a restaurant, I'm telling you right now, you go to a restaurant, you have somebody from Britain, born and bred, and then you have people from hospitality background, maybe from Italy, from Spain, from France, whatever. They're most likely to get the job. Do you know why? Because they probably have experience, and because they're not going to moan and complain every single time someone does anything. They're hardworking, and they know that the business owners know they're hardworking. They're not lazy. They're not going to quit their job in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or whatever. They are hardworking people, and this will elevate a business's value in terms of reviews for that business, the service, everything, because they know that one review could harm their business. So if you have somebody saying, oh, I can't take the job, oh, this guy's getting paid more than I am, oh, what do I do? Oh, I'll go and complain and all this stuff. Come on, man. That's what it is. That's what Britain is these days. Come on, man. Anyway, so Andrew Tate will put British people first above anyone and everyone else. Look, yeah, whatever, man. Like, some of the stuff Andrew Tate says is good. Some of it is too much. I'm telling you right now. British people, the hard-working British people, yeah, they deserve a chance. But these lazy people that sit on their arse all day and they're at home watching TV and watching soap operas and all that and not doing any work, they're the problem that this country is facing, I'm telling you.
It's a job of a leader to inspire all of the people to have trust in him, not just some of the people, not just the people he likes, not just the people on his party or the people he wants. It is his job as a leader to have every single person in the country believe that he cares about the issue and he's doing something actively to fix it. Instead, what Keir did was stand up and do the absolute opposite. Shut down any legitimate concerns. Tell people they don't have a voice. Tell people nothing's going to change.
Okay, that I agree with him. Yeah, Keir Starmer is literally doing what he wants and how he wants it. That's it, simple. Same as the Labour Party. Like, a lot of the Labour backbenchers, I don't even like them. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like a lot of the Labour backbenchers. They seem very Blairite, yeah? And what I mean by Blairite is the way Blair was acting towards the end of his tenure, that's what they're looking at. You know, when Blair came in, yeah, everybody was like rejoicing, Blair's going to come in, all this stuff. Iraq happened and then boom, collapse, yeah, on the Labour Party. And do you know what? Yeah, he was supposed to be a centrist left politician, but he just became centrist completely and just like, okay, cool. I'm just not going to listen to what anybody says. And you know what? Yeah, schools, recreation centres, all that stuff was there in the Labour Party during that time. Conservatives knocked that down, I've got to admit. And David Cameron and Nick Clegg with the coalition party was probably one of the worst things to ever happen to this country, sorry. An absolute mess, a rigmarole of absolute nonsense. So, Andrew Tate, what he's saying here, yeah, I mean, Keir Starmer is literally what Tony Blair did. He is literally David Cameron and Nick Clegg repeat, number 2, version 2.0. And, yeah, it's a madness.
To stay exactly the way it is. Let me tell you something. I want to make this very clear. There's a lot of people in the world who would rather go to jail and have a warm bed and 3 square meals a day than watch their children die. There's a lot of people who would rather go to jail than watch their society collapse in real time around them. There's a lot of people who would really rather go to jail than feel unsafe to walk the street at night ever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is one thing, yeah, that I agree with him. That crime is literally out of control in the UK, and it's always going to be a problem. That's it. It's always going to be a problem. We know it. But can it be less of a problem? And I've seen a lot of areas around London improve. I've seen a lot of areas around London. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot of areas around London. My own, Kennington. Before, it was sometimes a bit fearful to walk at night. Now it's not. I see Kennington as a much more improved area, essentially. But Kennington itself, where I was, is a very community-based area. There's a lot of great people there, a lot of different people from different cultures, a very heavy influence Caribbean culture there. There's people from Europe there, a lot of Spanish, a lot of Colombians, Latin people there, and it became very homely. A lot of people getting together, doing what they need to do, and literally just enjoy themselves. That's what it is. And my best friend of 30 years, literally, is from a Jamaican background. And you know what? I'm so thankful to have him as a friend for such a long period of time because he's a person that I trust. So, you know what? This whole situation where, not walking the streets, and I think London has become a little bit safer, but it could turn ugly again and it could get out of control again. So, and I really want to see London becoming a really safe city for people to walk in. Okay, well, that's one, obviously, video there. Let's go into the next one. Let's see what he's saying.
We will overhaul the national curriculum to prioritize entrepreneurship, critical thinking, and financial literacy. We will
That is a great policy, yeah? That's a great policy to have. Entrepreneurship needs to be instilled in schools, and not teaching kids just for the sake of teaching kids. Being a bit more creative with their minds, because businesses, essentially, like in the city of London, they're what make London such a financial hub. Loads of businesses want to open up in London because it does amazingly well. And myself, I opened my business 7 years ago. In 2017, yes, COVID hit it massively, but it's still running, and I love what I do. Essentially, I'm a graphic designer, visual effects artist. I do videography, photography, all the stuff that is a very creative. And I want to see the next generation of children in the schools doing exactly the same thing, because that's the whole point. Something in the creative sense is great for children, because they can open their minds, expand their minds a little bit more, and not just become very locked to like mathematics, English, science, all this stuff, where, yeah, you can learn the basics of everything, but where is that going to take you in life? Nowhere. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I've seen loads of people that I know went to university and ended up working in Marks and Spencer's, McDonald's, whatever. That's what it is. That's what it is. Because they're learning stupid courses taught by lecturers that don't understand what they're bloody talking about. How can you go to university to learn about business studies? What is that? Like business and economics. What is that, man? Go to a business itself, get an apprenticeship, start there, learn from the director of that company how to run financially a business, and then start something for your own self. Save up money, start something for your own self, and do it that way. That's what I did, essentially. I learned all about business in the trade. I was just literally an administrator, learning about everything. I ended up building websites. I ended up self-teaching myself how to build websites. And then I went into photography, videography, everything. Everything I did was self-taught. Yeah? You don't get to learn this in school. It's simple. It's simple. It's crazy.
Arm young Britons with the skills to launch businesses,
Yeah.
pioneer technologies, and
Yeah.
dominate the global stage.
Yes.
We will teach our children not to take jobs, but to create them. We
Yes.
need a nation of innovators.
Yes.
The UK cannot manufacture like they can in the Far East.
No, they can't. Exactly. And that's the reason that this country is going to put. There's nothing exported. I'm telling you right now, Britain's exports is crazy rubbish. Yeah. They have nothing they can export. Nothing at all. We need technological pioneers of the future. That's what we need.
Our natural resources are not as vast as you'll find in Africa or many
Yeah,
other places.
exactly.
The only way we can win is innovation.
Yes, exactly. That is it. Simple as. And do you know what with Andrew Tate on that one? Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I'm telling you right now, after everything that I've looked at, I'm going to decide if I want to join the party. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. The Telegraph. Grooming against those who fail to prosecute need to be named and shamed. The people, yes, absolutely. The people claim for justice the victims deserve. No more protecting criminals. Absolutely. Because you see it, you hear about it, but unfortunately it never comes to light. And it's a problem in the UK, a big problem. And it needs to be stopped. It needs to be banished away from this country, because it's becoming more and more and more heated, and I just don't see why there's a need for it. It's just disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Yeah, and anything to do with that, I can't. I do you know what? When I see it in the news, I just feel absolutely horrified by what I'm seeing. It's that bad. It's that bad. Okay, foreigners 3 times as likely to be arrested for sex offences as British citizens. Women and children don't feel safe walking the streets anymore. How long are we going to let this madness continue before it's too late? Now, I need to see facts on that before I judge anything, because that's just a statement and said out open. So I'll just need to see facts essentially on that, what he said, because yes, I honestly... Yeah, when I look at the tabloids, I look at this, yes, it may paint a bad picture on foreigners, but I'm telling you, the English are just as likely to do it as foreigners. And because of that, I need to see facts before I see anything, yeah? Labour MPs have blocked an attempt.
Look around you. Look at what we've become. A nation that once ruled the waves, that stood as a beacon of strength and freedom.
Labour MPs have blocked an attempt to initiate a national inquiry into grooming gangs. Okay, it's back into the groom. I don't want to cover too much on it. I want to see more of his kind of like policies essentially before I do anything. Yeah. Before it's too late, 100k followers. Before it's too late for Tate. Yes, already 100k followers. Yeah. Andrew Tate. I want to see just posts from the Bruv Party. Political party funding rules may be reformed. Admin Musk interest. Starmer says, do you think Starmer is changing the rules for the betterment of British people? I don't think so. I think Starmer's probably just horrid. I can't stand it, guy. Honestly, I can't stand him. Do you know what? I actually voted for him as well. I actually voted for him. Can you believe that? And literally a week later, I can't stand him. It's that mad. It's that mad. I don't know, man. His Christmas message was absolutely just shocking and terrifying, honestly. I don't even know how this guy even became Prime Minister. It's just mad. The Labour Party voted him in. And, yeah, just crazy. Investors losing confidence in the UK. Yeah, the UK has potentially... So, anything that he talks about business, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. But a lot of the stuff that he's blaming on immigrants and foreigners or this country, I don't like when... foreigners essentially has been used like just it's horrible. Yeah, it's xenophobic, absolutely xenophobic, and I feel that's a lot of what he stands for essentially. But the innovation stuff, I 100% stand by that. Yeah,
this is not a game, and if you think back to the legacy of Andrew Tate since when you first heard of me, I want you to actually ask yourself a question: have I ever lost?
That's crazy. Obviously, he's talking about his allegations as well there, and a lot of it was falsely portrayed in the news and everything. So he came out of that unscathed. So obviously, he went to prison for a long time with his brother, but he came out of it unscathed. So yeah, just a bit crazy, really.
The Matrix attacked us in one of the most corrupt countries in the world.
Yeah.
They lied about us and hit us with endless charges.
Yeah.
They deleted me from everything, expecting me to go away. They took all of my money away. They've done everything they possibly could. Have the Tates ever failed, or have we always somehow ended up on top? And this is going to be another story. You guys are witnessing the birth of something which is going to revolutionize British politics. This is not...
Yeah. We will restore the United Kingdom. British restoration of underlying values. That's what Bruv stands for. British restoration of underlying values. Okay. Decent.
Imagine that this live broadcast channel is shown to teenagers in school for an hour a week. Not even that, an hour a month. Here's what happens when you take someone's life.
Yeah.
Here's the story of this guy. He's been in that jail for 8 years.
You saw him last month. Do you remember 30 days ago? He was sitting there. Well, now
that's Tristan
his
Tate
hair
in the
and
background.
Toenails are slightly longer, and nothing else has changed.
He's in the exact same place to the day he dies because he thought it was a good idea to run around with a knife and be a tough guy and take some innocent person's
that is
life.
True.
That is how you deter. I guarantee knife crime would disappear the second my TV channel launches.
Okay, so he wants to launch his own TV channel. This guy's a nutter, mate. Absolutely crazy.
If you get on a boat, we won't let you in. We have no obligation to save you from that boat, no matter how rough the sea. You shouldn't be on the boat in the first place.
Yeah, but people legitimately escaping certain situations on a boat to try and find freedom in another country. There's two ways you can actually think about it, yeah? One way is that they are looking for freedom. One way is that they're looking to take the absolute mick. And I think it's the first. I think majority of people who escape war-torn countries, everything like that, it needs to be analyzed, essentially. And if they're looking to work, I would say just put them to work immediately, yeah? Try and get them in a volunteer role or anything so they can gain skills in the country, build up their their CV, and actually do something great for themselves. So that's essentially what I'm thinking.
You have no rights to our land. Illegal immigration will fall to zero. Enforced by the Royal Navy. Lethal force. Do not come to our isle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do not risk it. We do not offer salvation. Prime Minister Tate. And that is a campaign guarantee. Not a single boat from the same day I take.
Wow, he is going crazy on this one, isn't it?
Britain. And if you are caught to be an illegal migrant by any of the mechanisms of government, you are instantly detained and you are instantly deported.
Wow, okay. That is crazy. True words. Elon Musk even look, Elon Musk is even getting involved in this. That's crazy because Elon Musk, obviously, after he acquired Twitter, he's getting involved in it as well. That is mad. That is crazy. Like, you cannot blame, yeah. This is where the problem lies as well, yeah. There's an Islamic crime problem within the UK, yeah. I'm telling you right now, as a fact, yeah, the majority of my friends are from a Islamic faith background. I don't really have many English friends. I'm telling you that right now, yeah. So you cannot put the minority amongst the majority. There's no way you can do that. And it's a problem, and it's becoming a real big problem in the UK. Islamophobia is a massive problem where we are literally, because somebody is of Islamic faith, they're being criticized because of certain actions by the minority. Yeah, you can say that about English people. Okay, we'll criticize all English people because of one certain guy who done this. Okay, all English people are now this. Yeah, no, it's not that. Yeah, because I can said in the beginning that, yeah, the people that said, oh, we're taking our jobs, that's a lot of people. I'm telling you right now, if you go to a job center, I'm telling you 90% of them will be British. I'm telling you right now, yeah, because they don't want to work. They don't. That's it. It's simple. It's a simple. We have a lazy culture in the UK because they weren't schooled properly. And maybe that's why Andrew Tate is saying that, because there's no creative minds in the UK anymore. Everybody just wants to work for somebody else and just be one of the sheep. That's what they want to do. They want to retire and get their pension. Come on, I don't want to retire at 72 or whatever the pension age is at the moment. I want to retire early, thank you very much. I want to live somewhere else in a nice country, nice sun, do my thing, and just retire peacefully. Yeah? And all these people go to the jump center, I went to interview and there were 10 people there and I didn't get the job. Well, did you present yourself well? Yeah, this and that. But you know what? I feel bad with my leg and all that, so I'll just search next week. And they keep on searching and they keep on searching and they keep on searching, and it can go on and on and on. And they keep on searching and they don't find anything. And at the end, that leg becomes a disability benefit. And that leg there is now the reason why they cannot work ever in their life. That's the story of the UK. I'm telling you right now. People who say migrants are the problem, they're not. And the taxpayers, I'm paying for that. I'm paying for their disability benefit. Why are those people not actually means tested, but pensioners are? Is there something wrong with society? Absolutely. Absolutely.
The British military will no longer be a tool for global conflicts.
Yep.
The Minister of Defense will have one mission: defend our borders and defend our sovereignty.
Yep.
The channel will be secured. Our shores will be protected. Every ship, every plane, every soldier will serve only the interests of the British people.
So he says good things in the beginning and then he just completely goes off track again. Like, I don't know what to make of this now, guys. I don't even know what to make of it. It's pretty mad, the way that he's just blaming everything on migration. That's what he's doing. He blames everything on migration. And I'm kind of getting uncomfortable listening to it because he doesn't see where a lot of the problems lie in Britain also. And a lot of the reason why a lot of unemployment benefit and, you know, what job seekers allowance or whatever it's called these days, or universal credit or whatever it's called. Yeah. Go and see the facts and see who's actually claiming it mostly. And then come back to me, please. Yeah. The BBC
will be stripped down and rebuilt.
The BBC will be stripped down and rebuilt.
Its mission will be factual reporting, not propaganda. The BBC will get its topics from X and have a community note styled.
This guy is nuts, mate. He said the BBC will get his news from Twitter. That is crazy, people. That is crazy, mate.
Online system for verification of all stories and debate with the public. Everything the BBC will be allowed to be community noted online. The BBC will also have a public trust score based on its accurate reporting of events. which is voted on by the populace. The population can vote with how much they trust the BBC based on its recent reporting and how factual it was. The BBC must reach a minimum trust level, and it must maintain a minimum trust level.
That's crazy, man. This guy is going nuts, man. The BBC. Well, I don't even like the BBC. I don't even watch it. So, yeah. You need a man who's prepared to risk his life to save his country.
And anybody who's wondering about the state of the UK, if you're not particularly British, every single thing has gotten worse.
Everything.
The crime has gotten worse. The NHS has gotten worse.
Yeah, NHS has got much worse. Absolutely, yeah, NHS. The way my dad was treated, yeah, towards the end of his life was absolutely horrific. I will never, ever forgive that. I will never, ever forgive it.
The economy has gotten worse. There's nothing you can name. Public image has gotten worse. The military's gotten worse.
Education.
The education system's gotten worse. The judiciary has gotten worse. There's not a single institution inside of the UK that is not worse than it was 10 years ago. And for the last 14 years, Conservatives were in charge and did nothing.
Okay, so basically he's saying the Conservatives did nothing. And yes, I agree with him, of course. The Conservatives probably just as worse as Keir Starmer. The only thing that the Conservatives did actually good during COVID, I think, was the SICE grants and the furlough schemes. I think that was good, but I think that was voted in from every single political party, and all the MPs had to vote in that anyway. But Conservatives pushed it. They wanted businesses to keep float, and also people to keep in jobs during COVID. It cost the country, I don't even know how much, but I know billions upon billions of pounds to do that.
They let the little girls get raped. They did nothing. Now Labour's in charge. They are flailing and failing while sponsoring foreign wars and allowing old age pensioners to freeze to death.
Yep.
And Conservatives are trying to talk as if they are the answer to something. You have done nothing but fail your constituents for over a decade.
Yeah, that's true.
The Conservatives are liars. Labour are liars.
Yeah.
It is two sides of the same coin of uni-party, globalist, banking interest garbage. And for that reason, you need a man who is prepared to risk.
One thing is that the Labour and Conservative Party all want to see the fight. I would say the global bankers, essentially, that's what he refers it to. The financially very, very rich. We're talking about the top 0.5% here. Keep going as a top 0.5%. That's what he's saying, that they want to see them. So, like, yes, naturally, I think wealth filters through, but that's never a concrete system. Capitalism has never been a solution. Socialism is never a solution. So there has to be kind of a mix of both where like socialist values and capitalist values can actually join together and create something a bit more forthcoming for the British public rather than, you know, nothing at all, where one is favoring more and one is favoring the other. So there's no right system. Yeah, communism was horrible. Socialism, I feel, has its flaws. Capitalism has many flaws as well. So everything has its flaws. Any system, any kind of financial system that is deployed will always have its flaws.
His life to save his country. And if you ask yourselves, Donald Trump is the man for the United States. He's the only man who publicly took endless heat, lawfare, and assassination attempts to do the right thing. Name another man with a British passport who has fought the Matrix as hard as we have, who has stood up as hard as we have, and shown that we will not bend, we will not break, and we will not be intimidated. My goal, once I'm in power, is to finally give the UK what it deserves, which is a country which is ruled by somebody who's not beholden to globalist interests, who's intending to destroy the nation to benefit the globalists, to extract her beauty, her value, and her wealth. I'm intending to do the absolute opposite.
Okay, well, I'm going to round it up there, guys, because I think I've got enough already to make an assumption. Now, it's going to get heat. I know it's going to get heat. Some stuff he's saying is good. Like, for example, people in schools. We want the next innovators. We want the next people to come through and be creative minds for the future of this country. But his stuff on immigration is far beyond anything. He is literally Brexit number 2 on that matter. And the way Brexit became something into like absolute nonsense, it was. Let's be honest on it. Brexit was absolute nonsense. We need to literally just control migration to a certain extent where we won't be having a situation where, 30 people are battling to get into the same home, or people in, council areas, in council flats. There's a huge waiting list for that and all that stuff. We need to be in a situation where it's lowered and people have actually a chance to get this home and get that home, and have an actual claim to a certain benefit if they need it. We need workers in this country. We need unemployment to drop. That's what we need. And everything that he's saying in terms of that, correct. Everything he's saying in terms of migration, some of it is correct, but some of it is just very far off. And he seems like he's blaming everything on migrants, what's happening in the country. And I don't agree with it at all. So, guys, I don't know what you want to make an assessment on it. I think overall that it's a lot of it is conflated together and amalgamated into something that nobody knows what they're doing, yeah. And you know what? If I had billions and billions to start a political party, I would, to actually fix this country, but I don't, guys. So, unfortunately, that is going to round up the video. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you very much for joining. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Like this video also, and we'll see you next time on another video. I want to actually do more of this because it's actually crazy, but let's see you next time. Take care, guys. Have a good day.